5 seconds remaining.
The Dire get a ban.
Hello, listeners. My name is Lost, and this is the cast of Kick-Ass Patrol Reborn versus Kings of Overthrow. This is the AD2L free subscription matchmaking.
10 seconds.
This is week 1, I believe.
5 seconds
Not
remaining.
sure exactly which division this is in, but somewhere around 4K.
Here's the Radiant ban.
Shout out to AD2L In-House League for hosting all these free games and free in-houses for all the teams that want to come in. It's a pretty cool service.
Dire's ban now.
Also, shout out to any of the teammates listening from Kick-Ass Patrol or Kings of Overthrow. Hope you guys enjoyed somebody actually casting your games. I think it's pretty fun to do myself.
10 seconds.
Let's go through the names real quick. We'll do them again when the game starts. But
5
for Kick-Ass
seconds
Patrol, we got
remaining.
Dr. Dread, we got Little Buffa, we got Grome Shadow, we got FA, we got 4GG. And on the Kings of Overthrow side, we got King Leonidas 300, we got Nintio, we got Jay, we have Midas, and we have Tanky Rock 43.
Radiant's
Necrolite
turn
and
to
Warlock being banned out here. Silencer soon joins them. Nobody really likes to play against a Silencer, fair enough. In particular, Necrolite has been really strong lately. A lot of people in the NAFBL Pro League have been complaining about this hero. Venomancer also bound out. Another very annoying hero. Also pretty meta.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Ancient Apparition has been sort of a flavor of the month pickup recently. It's been a solid first pick, pretty solid 5th position. It counters out a lot of cheese strats like Necrolite, counters out stuff like Huskar and Wisp and Alchemist. So it's kind of like this insurance policy. Even if you can't ban those cheesy heroes, you can pick this and
5
kind of
seconds
dissuade your opponent
remaining.
from picking heroes that get countered out by an Ancient Apparition. Doesn't give too much away. They're leaving heroes like Earthshaker open though. I like to first pick Earthshaker sometimes if I'm not banning it, because I think it's a very strong hero. It can go to multiple lanes, play in multiple positions.
Radiant's turn
We'll see if
to
Kick-Ass
pick.
Patrol feel the same way. They're going to go with the Disruptor at first. So that's a really nice laning support. Solid 5th position as well. Gives you some pretty insane lockdown. The Disable is pretty sick from the kinetic field. And obviously the Glimpse can give you some really ridiculous pick-off potential. Turn a gank where you get one hero into 2 heroes. And they followed up with a Shadow Shaman. That's pretty interesting. Normally you wouldn't go with another sort of like 5th-ish position hero at your 4th position because it kind of gives you like a bit of a weaker roaming potential. You have these like 2 squishy intelligence heroes that are basically good at buying wards and using their spells, but they're not so good at farming, not so good at like getting items like Blink Dagger and that sort of thing. But Shadow Shaman is still a really good hero. If you put some farm priority on him, he can just bulldoze a Rax or something like that later on in the game when he gets his eggs. So already they've locked down some pushing for their side out of the supports.
Here's the Radiant ban.
A lot of Disable as well, and Earthshaker is the pickup for Kings of Overthrow. I thought they might pick up Earthshaker if Kick-Ass Patrol left it on the table, because AA and Earthshaker is a really, really nice support duo that I've seen be the focus of a lot of teams' drafts. I think a lot of teams pick up those two in conjunction with each other. Obviously, the Echo Slam with the AA Blast is really good, but on the other side, even just in laning before they get their level 6s, you have Fissure plus you have Cold Feet, so they can get kills pretty easily.
Now.
Just locks down your team fight as well. Having those 2 heroes at your support position, you've already got some pretty massive team fight contribution coming out from your 4 and 5. Assuming that is a 4 Earthshaker, I mean, it could still technically be an offlane Earthshaker. We don't know yet.
Radiant's turn to ban.
Kick-Ass Patrol seem to think that it is indeed a 4th position Earthshaker, so they're going to ban out the Nyx Assassin. Perhaps fearing the ability of the Nyx to gank their intelligence heroes. Sven going to be banned out from Kings of Overthrow. Interesting ban. Definitely a good laning partner with Shadow Shaman. They can stack stuns up on that hero.
5 seconds remaining.
I think Ancient Apparition and Earthshaker are both pretty good against the Sven because they have that lockdown potential, and also Sven can't lifesteal or anything like that if Ancient Apparition lands an ultimate on top of him. Let's see if perhaps they were thinking about picking maybe an illusion-based carry, something like that. That'd be a very good reason to ban Sven. And they ban an Axe as well. So probably thinking about picking some sort of high agility hero. As a Sven is pretty good against heroes like, let's say, Juggernaut, because he can pretty much man-fight those heroes at any point in the game. And his ridiculously high physical damage is too much for a Juggernaut to handle. They also ban out an Axe, which is also very, very good against high agility heroes, because with the Blade Mail, it makes those high agility heroes kill themselves pretty quickly. So maybe Kings of Overthrow are thinking of picking up some sort of Juggernaut or sort of a Troll, maybe. Something that maybe gets countered by those heroes. Kick-Ass Patrol have the 3rd pick here. Thinking about what they want to pick up, probably for the offlane.
Faceless Void.
It's going to be Faceless Void. That's a nice pick because you don't really know if that's going to be a carry Faceless Void or an offlane Faceless Void, so they can kind of disguise their pick there a little bit. I think as Kings of Overthrow, you probably assume that it is indeed an offlane Void, but if you do that, maybe Kick-Ass Patrol switch it around on you. So nice move there from
5 seconds remaining.
From Radiant.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Lich.
And Lich picked up for Kings of Overthrow. And again, it's a lot less common, but you could see sort of like this dual lane with Lich and Earthshaker, where in the bottom lane I'm talking about, where Lich just like saps experience from whatever carry you're thinking about. Not the bottom lane, sorry. But yeah, it is a bottom lane because they're dire. Yeah, you just send Lich to that offlane, sap the experience from the carry, and pretty much win the lane. I'm actually surprised Lich went this far in the pick and banning stage because it's a very annoying hero to play against, very cheesy hero. It tends to ruin the carry's game a little bit, at least for the early game, because they're going to keep that carry very low experience. Especially if Kick-Ass Patrol are running what seems to be a tri-lane with a Shadow Shaman and the Disruptor. If they're running a carry with those 3 heroes and there's a Lich in that lane, they're going to get very little experience. So they're going to either need to get kills for sure, or, excuse me, or they're going to need to prioritize pulling, or they just have to send Shadow Shaman roaming or something. So I like that strategy coming out from Kings of Overthrow. They might even just put Lich bottom alone. That's probably more unlikely. You see less like core Liches these days, especially not in higher Mars. And Chaos Knight is going to be the pick from Kick-Ass Patrol. So definitely that bottom lane has a ton of kill potential on whoever the offlaner is. I don't know what kind of offlaner they could pick right now that could even survive something. Maybe like a Weaver or something, possibly with the Sakuchi, but anything else that doesn't have like an escape mechanism like an Invis, like a Weaver, is going to have a hard time staying alive against Chaos Knight's stun, followed up by the Shadow Shaman Shackles, and if they need, Disruptor can come in with a glimpse should the Earthshaker or the Lich, whoever's down there, start running away. So very high kill potential safe lane coming out from Kick-Ass Patrol. There is a bit of a weakness to this though. If let's say Kings of Overthrow gets a nice ward down there or something, and Lich is able to kind of just stay alive and sap these range creeps and get the wave pushing back to the tower, you could find this bottom lane becoming extremely inefficient for Kick-Ass Patrol in terms of at least experience, if not gold. So Kings of Overthrow have that information at their hands. It's probably a Faceless Void off lane. Then again, if Kick-Ass Patrol wanted, they could run something aggressive where they send Chaos Knight to the top lane. Generally, he is one of those better aggressive tri-laning heroes if you are going that route. So that could be something that Kick-Ass Patrol decide to go for. Let's see how Kings of Overthrow decide to read the situation, what they think is best. From what I can see, I think Kings of Overthrow need something high mobility. And I say that, and instead they pick Medusa. I think Medusa's fantastic against Chaos Knight. It's really, really good because Stone Gaze will kill his illusions instantly. It also stops Chaos Knight from doing pretty much any damage, and if Medusa's not caught in the Chronosphere, it can make Faceless Void turn away as well. So that's a really solid pick coming from Kings of Overthrow. I still think they need some sort of like mobility ganking hero. I'm thinking Queen of Pain for them as a final pick, but that's a really solid position 1 for them. Not only that, but he's going to have high impact this game because of the importance of his ultimate. So it's not just going to be like this AFK farming Medusa. While that is still going to be important for him to get his farm and his levels, he can still contribute even in the mid game with his ultimate. His ultimate's going to do a lot. Ten seconds left for Kick-Ass Patrol's reserve time. Need to ban somebody here. 3, 2.
Dyer's banned
They
now.
banned PL. Okay. Yeah, it's a decent ban. Chaos Knight not superb at taking care of illusions.
Ten seconds.
Kings of
5
Overthrow,
seconds remaining.
they are lacking a bit of, I want to say, sort of like this maybe magic damage potential. I mean, they already have a lot of magic damage between the AA and the Earthshaker. I'm just thinking, as for a team fight, like maybe a Puck would be good. A Cloth would be okay, but now the more I think about it, I think they need some sort of initiator. They already have the Earthshaker, that's true. But if he doesn't have a fantastic lane, maybe not fantastic, but at least if he doesn't have a good lane, they're going to be struggling in the mid game trying to find pickoffs or trying to find ways to start a team fight.
Turn to pick.
They ban out the Invoker. That could be a sign that they want to pick something maybe a little more greedy in the mid lane, maybe something that Invoker counters out, maybe like an Ember Spirit or something like that. But I still think Puck would be a really good pick for them because later on you can rely on Medusa to do the physical
10
damage. You also have a
seconds.
lot of magic damage with the Earthshaker and Ancient Apparition. I think you need some sort of like hybrid
5
hero here
seconds
to like
remaining.
initiate, start fights, and just kind of be this like tempo type of hero. 14 seconds left for them. Let's see what they were thinking. They need something to round out their draft here. Most likely in the mid lane. Medusa could be in the mid lane, but I'm guessing that it's okay. So I think it is indeed going to be Medusa in the mid lane, and then Bristleback. Okay, that's not exactly what I had in mind, but it is sort of like this hybrid hero where you have like some sort of weird crowd control with your nasal goo, and you are able to do some sort of physical damage and right-click damage. So you can hit
10
towers, you can frontline tank. So he can frontline tank for the Medusa as well. So you have these two very
5
tank
seconds remaining.
frontline heroes that Kick-Ass Patrol have to somehow chew through. And they think the best way to do that is with the
Choose
Puck.
your hero.
Okay, so they go for the Puck. They've already got Void and Chaos Knight for their damage. They want the Puck instead for that crowd control aspect. That's a really cool set coming up from the Medusa. I like that. And actually the CK has some 6 sets too. I like that you can see the sets right here at the start. Okay, overall draft, I'm going to take Kings of Overthrow just based on the draft. I like the balance that they've got. I also like the Lich pick. And I really like Medusa against the Chaos Knight. And the Bristleback against the Void is not bad too. Void could get Silver Edge, but in general, I think Bristleback is pretty good against Void. Unless you get caught facing the front in the Chronosphere or something like that. I think the keys to this game is going to be watching the safe lane for Kick-Ass Patrol and see how it turns out against this Lich. If they get some kills, maybe they can salvage the situation, but I think this Lich could have very high impact. Just waiting on the game to begin. And here we go. This is game 1 of Kick-Ass Patrol versus Kings of Overthrow. As I promised earlier, we're going to go through the names once more. We got 4GG on the Puck, we got Crom Shadow on the Disruptor, we got FA on his Chaos Knight,
Prepare
we got
for
Little Buffa,
battle.
and we got Dr. Dread. And I actually got to make a quick change real quick. 1 second.
I wreck any undersea cable I get my hands on.
30 seconds to battle.
Okay, sorry about that short delay, folks. Looks like I didn't miss a first blood or anything. Actually, we see Kick-Ass Patrol coming in and taking this bounty rune away from them. And they're going to get 3 runes out of this. So nicely played there.
At last.
Yeah, sorry about that delay. Dota does this weird, annoying thing where if you're watching a replay and you go into player perspective, and then you go right from that to cast a game, the game stays in player perspective. So I have to like download a replay, switch it to free camera, and then come back in. So it looks like Lich took away the range creep in the mid lane first. And actually, Lich is going to be starting in mid lane, just harassing this puck out, trying to secure his Medusa some farm. So it is indeed that middle Medusa, like we talked about. Bottom lane for Shaker is going to be soloing up against this trial lane. And it looks like they got a really nice block. So Earthshakers are going to be not quite a full level, but have a really nice amount of experience going his way. Almost level 2 already. 4GG. He's doing okay in this lane, but obviously it's going to be tough for him against this Medusa and Lich combination. Lich takes another range creep. So 4GG just hits level 2. Not really that far behind his Medusa though, so that mid lane deny sort of working out, but not really. Like you kind of need your mid laner to be ahead in levels, and he is ahead of an experience by a fair margin. But I think it would actually be much better in the bottom lane right now, because you could secure a lot of experience lost for these supports. And actually, FA, he's going to go in on the Thank You Rock 43. Shackles are there with the stun. Stacked up a little bit, but it shouldn't matter. One more right click should do it. Oh, is he going to live? He actually has the boots. There's another rift in 5 seconds, but he's too fast for him. Wow, that was a really nice Fisher there. Thought for sure it wasn't going to matter. And Dr. Dread can't catch up to him. What a great Fisher. And King J immediately dewards an observer ward that I guess they had figured out was on the river. So that's unfortunate for the side of Kick-Ass Patrol. They kind of needed that kill right there to make up for this experience loss.
Like a drunk sailor.
In the mid lane though, King Leonidas is having a really great game. Oh, top lane, little Buffa. He's going to go down to a combination of Intio and Midas. Guess I got the Bristleback stacks up with that chilling touch. Sorry I didn't see all of that action, but I think we can assume what happened. Time Walk has a very long cooldown at level 1, 24 seconds, and he looks like he just got caught in the trees. Couldn't make his escape. So Kings of Overthrow definitely catch a break, not feeding that first blood on the Earthshaker, instead picking it up onto the Faceless Void. And in the meantime, King Leonidas already has his Aquila Ring up and running, so this is going to be a really hard lane for 4GG. He gets the face shift dodges, which he does. Normally I would say that this is actually slightly Puck favored, because Puck has quite the high base damage, level 1. And he has that face shift to dodge out any of the snakes coming out from the Medusa. But with this Lich here being annoying, as always, it's actually going Medusa's way. As bottom we see maybe they're setting up for another kill and a Thank You Rock. They just run into him, and the pathing kind of messes with them a bit. That change to the pathing where it doesn't just like walk you here anymore. If you kind of clicking on like over here and there's a unit block in your path, you're going to go all the way around rather than just kind of like sit there trying to walk in place. And up top, little Buffett just trying to get his experience where he can. I think he really needs a Poor Man Shield in this lane. Poor Man Shield would do a lot against this brass coming up from the AA. I think he would do okay against the Bristleback too if he had one of those, because he could just get a Poor Man Shield. Maybe if he wanted to, he could pick up an Orb of Venom, and he could actually trade hits pretty efficiently. This Bristleback, especially once he gets higher levels of time.
Missing bottom.
King J, nice little rune steal there. And this is really important. Try to keep these supports low level. You see, Shadow Shaman's just barely level 2. Same thing goes for Disruptor. Disruptor's halfway to level 3, but still. We can check out levels right now. Hero level. Yeah, you can see their supports are on the bottom of the board. Well, their carries are doing a pretty good job, though.
Missing bottom.
King Leonidas is maxing out the last hits right now, top of the board.
Missing middle.
Mostly due to the fact that there was that change in the mid lane where you get 5 creeps now instead of 4. It's a mid laner's dream. Is that range creep? Oh, CS lull. CS lull, bruh. Thank you, Rock, trying to juke out this gank. He's doing a pretty good job not dying in this lane, I gotta admit. Finds a shaman. These right clicks actually hurt pretty bad. That's 77. I think the couple patches ago we got that like 18 damage buff or something to him. Just kind of ridiculous. So now he has to be a little bit careful. Shackles could come out. FA is not far away. Indeed they do, but looks like they weren't exactly on the same page and he's going to be able to walk away. If they had communicated that a little bit better, it could have been dangerous for the Earthshaker, but Blitch is also going to be here. He could sap his catapult, which he does. Very nice. Gets thank you, Rock is level 3.
You may not have it.
Dr. Dread has to be a little bit careful here.
Missing top.
It's level 2 Frost Blast, so that's going to take a lot of
Double
his
harm
damage
for
now, but
ID.
unfortunately there's no Fissure for thank you, Rock, and Dr. Dread's going to mess with this pull. I don't think that would have worked in the first place. Up top, little buff, it just has a lot of gold, probably needs to spend this. I know he's saving up for a big item, but it's a little bit inefficient the way he's hoarding this gold. And oh, sorry, I missed that. Down bottom, looks like they got the shackles and the rift onto thank you, Rock. 43, he goes down. There's only a matter of time, honestly, in this lane. Not a whole lot he can do against this Chaos Knight Shadow Shaman combo, and actually Chaos Knight's already level 5. I think there might be regretting not sending this Lich down here in the beginning. Although I guess they probably secured King Leonidas a pretty good lane against his puck. In the meantime, Bristleback having a little bit of a tough time with the last hits as compared to the CK. But Buffalo's doing okay. He actually goes for the Morbid Mask. Not 100% sure about that. It's going to let him stay in lane. Gives him some nice sustain. And actually Ninyo and Cross Shadow, Grom Shadow, sorry, they're in a bit of a pickle here. It looks like Ninyo's going to go down first. Little Buffa, yep. Actually the creep's going to kill. Grom Shadow, juking around. Midas has not a whole ton of mana left. And actually King J's going to find Grom Shadow in the background and they're going to right click down with Midas. Oh, what a lucky bash. He might live because of that bash, actually, but no, he's got the boost to get one more right click in. Puck throws down the coil. Midas now in trouble, gonna get silenced up as well. Doesn't really matter because he didn't have the spell throw, but the damage is enough to get him the kill while King J and Ninjo combine to get the puck kill. 4GG actually loses his life while he's going for that gank, so kind of a strange turn of events while Thank You Rock goes down the bottom lane, and I think that that kill in the bottom lane makes the trade slightly more worth it for Kick-Ass Patrol in the end.
Money.
I say slightly though. Lots of cores going down in those trades.
Alms for the dead.
Getting this Chaos Knight kills early is going to be important. He's going to need to accelerate his farm.
Top's gone missing.
Until he has his ultimate, he doesn't have a very good flash farming method, and a lot of players don't exactly like to use that to farm anyways. Eternal Envy does it a lot, but some players would rather save it for a team fight. This is a pretty massive stack here, by the way. Only it's only 3 times, but it looks a little bit bigger because of all the smaller creeps. It also looks a bit bigger because I'm not sure how Kick-Ass Patrol is going to take it out very fast. Puck could come over though, nuke it down. He's only level 7, and King Leonidas is level 9, so he's got 2 levels over this Puck. Thanks to that Lich, plus Puck moving around, trying to roam and get some kills. Yeah, King Leonidas is going to have a pretty big impact this game. He's actually going for Midas. That's a pretty greedy build. FA throwing out the warning rift there. Onto Thank You Rock. Dread got a little bit low and he doesn't have any sort of sustain here to bring him back to full HP or anything like that. Oh, in top lane, this ALT is gonna miss, it looks like. Just whiz. Now it clips onto Wrong Shadow, but definitely not enough to get the kill. Bot lane, we see a rift on a Thank You Rock. It's a 3-second stun. Whoa! Shackles found on the ledge, so this is a really weird game.
Top's gone missing.
And Thank You Rock's gonna turn it around onto Dr. Dread. One more right click from King J's gonna be. They're gonna get the kill. That was a huge miscommunication there between the support and the carry. Kick-ass patrol. Kick-ass patrol wanting a more professional game.
Top's gone missing.
Asking their opponents nicely to respect the general unspoken rules of scrims. FA now sitting a little bit low health, but he's got 10 regen per second. Faking the rift onto Thank You Rock, making him think twice about staying in the lane. And supports are going to converge onto this arcane rune.
Top's gone missing.
Dr. Dread takes it from him in the end. Oh, A Blast is actually flying bottom, and FA is pretty low. His Fisher's going to connect. That makes sure the A Blast is on point too, but I don't think Thank You Rock can keep chasing for this. FA does have an armlet, and FA could turn on him pretty easily. King J is coming in with a Frost Blast. They have another Fisher cooling down, 4-3. They might die for this, but they do have the armlet, and there it goes. Turns it around with the shackles. It's going to be a dead Earthshaker. Puck TP's in, just in case, and he picks up the kill, which is going to be a nice little bonus for him. Nice pick there. Yeah, they should have known. Earthshaker should have been much more cautious. If he had Echo Slam, maybe you chase for that, but should have kept the fact that the armlet was up on the CK in mind. That's an extra 400 health, able to be activated at any second. Yeah, you're not chewing through that at level 5 with Earthshaker. Here's that stack I was talking about. Puck's going to try to chew through it, but he doesn't have enough levels in Waning Rift to do it very efficiently. In fact, he's not going to be able to get this. They might try and just right-click it down. Pretty inefficient use of their time, I gotta say. Could have just, waited for another day, or used the Shrine right here and came back for it.
Sinking, just like your ships.
Thank you, Rock. Does he have any vision of this? No. This is a Radiant Observer Ward. Oh, and the top lane looks like Little Buffa got dove on. Missed that kill. He went for the Mask of Madness Brown Boots build.
Top tower is under attack.
And the all chat's well played, even though his teammate just told him not to all chat. Oh, King J actually has a haste rune, and there's that
top tower is on the
rebuttal that I was waiting for. Kind of hypocritical there. Both teams
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Being kind of jokey with each other. Oh, as we see, set kill as well. What am I doing? Observer, please.
Fortified their structures.
Looks like they pick off the Earthshaker one more time, and actually wards were dropped as well to get the kill. And looks like this kill is going to segue right into a tower kill. Thank You Rock is teleporting in, and FA might have bit off a little bit more than he can do. Fisher's going to fly. The A ult is going to miss. That's pretty important because it's going to allow him to just TP out. And Dr. Dread needs to get out of here. Actually, oh no, I don't know what stun him. Oh, actually, yeah. The totem canceled the TP. So that is FA going down, and Dr. Dread's in a little bit of trouble here. They have a Fisher if they want it. There it is. King Linus should be able to get this kill now. Yeah, Snake's going to clean him up. Definitely not worth it to the side of Kick-Ass Patrol. They do get the tower, but it looks like some wards are also farmed in the background, and they lose both of their lives. So nice pickoffs from Kings of Overthrow. They didn't give up that tower for nothing, which is nice to see. And because the Medusa is so highly leveled and farmed, he was able to make a nice rotation. And oh, that snipe! Thank You, Rock. Gonna find the puck on the backline. Hey, ulti is gonna secure them another kill. And that stacks Storm down as well, so that's a pretty long cooldown. 80 seconds with no static Storm.
Radiant's middle tower can't handle
it's gonna be harder to coordinate team fights. Little Buff is here. He's got his Chronosphere up ready, but he's not farmed enough to take out any of these heroes on his own. He does have the Mask of Madness, but nothing to combo it up with just yet. In particular, that static Storm is a really nice combination. Oh, what a great deny there. Might be in a little bit of trouble though. Now he's gonna be fine. Fish is gonna come out. He's gonna block them out. Dr. Dread is going to throw the shackles anyways. I'm not sure if this is the hero you want to go on. Respect's pretty damn tanky. Little Buffa throws out the Chronosphere, catches two. This Cold Feet's taking him down. The ulti is gonna fly, it's gonna flip onto him. Might as well be the trade kill before GG. Actually, wow, the Bristle gets the kill before he goes down. That's a 2-for-1 so far. Even with Chrono Spend, that's gonna be even 3-for-1. King J Frost blats him down. It could be a 4-for-1. Yeah, Echo Slam's gonna go. They're gonna get Grom Shadow as well. Wow, these supports are just feeding away their lives.
Can't handle this deluge.
Ouch, what a great team fight from Kings of
Radiant's
Overthrow.
middle tower is under attack.
I'm just going to call them Kings. It's a bit of a mouthful to keep calling them by their full team name. But yeah, that was a fantastic team fight. The Bristleback was not the target that they wanted to go on. He was way too tanky at this stage in the game to be able to bring him down just with nukes alone. And they ended up losing 4 lives for it, just for the Bristleback and a tier 1 tower. It's a lot of gold going the way of the Kings. Oh, 4GG. That's pretty aggressive, my friend. You don't have coil or anything. Yeah, showcasing that blink dagger as well. Pretty early blink as well. FA just trying to cut his way through the trees here. He's surrounded by 3 heroes. And yeah, that's not a path that you can go through. Well, that one is. I think he was just sitting... I don't really know exactly what's going on right now. He's going to get frost blasted up, chased down. Do they have any more stuns coming in? Urshikar's pretty far away, but FA's not taking a very safe path. I think it would have been better if he just ran straight back. Fisher is coming in. They have vision on him. Fisher will fly, but it's not going to catch him. It's going to block him, in fact. Midas gets blocked. He actually wants a tower dive. Looks like TP supports are coming in. Static Storm is available. He's going to throw it down. FA could come around for a rift with Armlet, but he's a little bit nervous. Chain Frost used on Grom Shadow, and he's going to go down instead. He pays a sacrificial price to keep his carry alive.
Dire's middle tower just
Fisher block does not keep Buffa away in time. Oh, and FA actually goes back in. He's going to activate Armlet, and the lifesteal might be enough for them to kill. Center Warren is helping out, blocking this hero up. Looks like Earthshaker managed to juke out Buff in the meantime. Orb's going to miss from 4GG, so he needs to find a way to bring down the Shades. Bristleback, Oil is there. The silence misses, and now Thank You Rock is actually in a little bit of trouble. What the hell is going on right now? No heroes are dying. This is a clown fest right now. Everybody's running around on 10% HP. And no killing blows were landed that whole time. Alright, space for King Leonidas, I guess.
Surprise!
Ooh, drums builds. Okay, well, it gives you some pretty solid chasing potential. Decent team fight. Not sure about it as an item on Shadow Shaman. I think you might have wanted to prioritize getting your wards up and doing more damage for them. So maybe like getting a Glimmer for your team and then going right into the Ags, or maybe getting a 4-staff or something. But with his drums, it's definitely going to be good with the CK Illusions in particular. You pop that, the Illusions get the buff, and they're going to be able to massacre these squishy heroes should they ever get to a point where they can take a good fight. Yeah, FA is still level 9. That's kind of what I was talking about with this tri-lane making the experience a problem for the carry. Just hits level 10 now. Going for a fast heart. Not sure if that's the item against an AA. If he gets hit by that ulti, it's going to make that item pretty useless. But it is a fantastic item on CK in general. Ward thrown down by King J. I think they might have scouted that outside of Kick-Ass Patrol. They actually see King Leonidas walking up with half health. King Leonidas, what you doing, bud? Might have been in the wrong neighborhood. His ult is going to fly. This is a really good ult because it's going to clip onto FA and stop him doing a lot of damage. Shackles as well. There's a nice Echo Slam, but it doesn't cancel the Shackles. Chain Frost doesn't cancel it either, but this would be a really good Chain Frost. The Chrono's there with the Static Storm. Both teams taking a ton of damage. The ult is flying out. King J gets a triple kill in the end. His Chain Frost did a ton of damage. It did lose King Leonidas, but it's still a 4-for-2. So team fight in the end working out in the favor of Kings of Overthrow. The Chrono actually might have worked against them a little bit. The Chain Frost did a ton of damage. But it did secure them that kill on King Leonidas. Still worth it for the Kings overall, but Kick-Ass Patrol aren't too unhappy with that. Not sure what this guy's talking about. And some BM. Both teams a little heated. It's AA. Oh, it's his first game, guys. It's his first game. You're getting beat by some guy who has only played one game? It's his first game of Dota? King Leonidas is going for that Hurricane Pike. He has a casual Ring of Health, which I imagine he's going to be building into a Lincoln Sphere. That's been the common Medusa build for centuries, pretty much. And actually, with this recent Mask of Madness change, that now that it has quarterstaff, it's been seeing a lot of light, and it actually tends to be the build nowadays. I actually really don't like it as an item on Faceless Void though, because I'm kind of scared that he's going to use it and then he's going to need to time walk and just sounds by himself.
Is drowning.
I think it's a pretty good item on the hero in theory, but sometimes you can kind of 3-2-2 with it a little bit. I don't trust myself enough to buy it. I know I'm going to throw at some point. Some really nice deep wards here, I forgot to mention, by King J. I know his name is just Jay, but it's way cooler if I say King J.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Puck has a finished Blink Dagger and treads and nothing else, so it's kind of lacking in the farm department here. Let's switch over to Network. Yeah, you can see he's kind of middle of the pack. And actually, all of the Radiant cores are pretty underfarmed compared to the Kings. Bristleback is actually going for Radiance, and he's almost got a Sacred Relic. Interesting, and if I miss a kill, looks like Intio was picked off by 4GG. Puck with the Arcane Rune. It's a pretty easy kill on the AA, but hold that thought as Buffa. He goes in on a King Leonidas. Snakes are dropped, but that's not really in range. Not sure about those snakes. And the Echo Slam Blink comes out. Thank you, Rock Lung. Leonidas get his ulti off. Static Storm, though. Little Buffa, King Dread needs to get out of here. Oh, Little Buffa mans up. He gets the Earthshaker kill, but he's going to be brought down in the meantime. FA is going to go ham onto Leonidas, but the Chain Frost is going to be sick. It's going to bounce between the illusions. It's going to take down FA. King Leonidas is still alive. Finally, 4GG picks him up, but so far it's a 4 for 2. 4 heroes dead on the side of Kick-Ass Patrol, and King J, he's going to be the third lost for Kings of Overthrow, so not the worst trade in the world. They do kill the Medusa again, and actually King J is juking with the Glimmer. Might be okay. Yeah, he's going to be fine, so it ends up being a 4 for 2. I don't think 4GG is going to find him. Might have spoke too soon. No, he's going to be just fine. He's going to Glimmer back out. Wow, that Chain Frost was really sick. FA is kind of sick to his stomach because he almost had that King Leonidas kill. That would have been a ton of gold going to him. But instead he drops just before he gets a kill, and Leonidas gets all the experience from his death as well. Leonidas did go down, but I don't think he's going to be too upset about that. Although, ooh, this Midas hurts. It's off cooldown. That's a lot of time wasted.
Yes.
But yeah, overall, another great team fight from the side of Kings. You see this Chrono coming out, but it's not doing enough. With a Static Storm, it's nice, but it kind of locks them into a fight that they don't want to take. It's happened twice, where this Chain Frost is bounced around while they're all gathered around this Chrono and found targets to bounce to. Looks like Diffusal Blade's going to be Little Buffa's next items. He's got a very greedy approach, and it might have costed him a little bit. He's got 5 deaths on his hero already. He's playing a very manly style while being kind of a glass cannon, so... Oh, thank you, Rock. Blinks on a Dr. Dread. This could be a pick off of them. It definitely will be. Really nice. Gonna pick it up with the right clicks. K-Blast not needed. Whoa, that's a whiff of the Static Storm. That's pretty bad. That's down for 80 seconds, and I think Kings could put the pedal to the metal here. They actually have vision onto FA while he's farming, so this could be a tier 2. They know that Chrono is down. Actually, it just came off cooldown now. But they definitely know that Static Storm is down, and they know that CK is not in the area, so they can siege this. Grom's going to throw it some lightning on Medusa, try to annoy him a little bit. Buffa runs away from the Nasal Goo of Midas. Might be thinking about orchestrating some sort of dive here, but it could be a little dangerous with CK. He doesn't have a TP, actually. Not sure if they scouted that out or not. They don't have vision of him right now anyway, so they might assume he's on his way over here. Grom's just trying to be annoying, trying not to let Leonidas hit this tower, but he's now used a lot of mana and a lot of spells. This tower will eventually go down if they don't do anything about it.
Dyer's
Moving in.
middle tower
Midas is a
is
little
under
deep. He's going to get
pressure.
shackled up. The zoning Chrono in the back catches 3. In the meantime, they're going on a Midas. This Chrono's really nice. Nice silence coming up before GG stops the Fissure. King Leonidas does get his ulti off, and the Echo Slam from Thank You Rock cleans up 2. In the meantime, FA makes his appearance finally. He's going to go on to Midas. Midas is very, very low. He's going to go down, and he wants to get more. FA gets more, bro. Go for Leonidas, go for Nino. Let's see his target. Oh, this actually, what the hell is this spell called? Ice Vortex. It's like the spell you never think about when talking about AA, but it might have just saved his carry slice. AA does go down in the end. The glimpse was there anyways, but King Leonidas gets out cleanly, but they ended up actually trading 4 heroes for 2. It was a very good Echo Slam, but an even better Chrono in the back line. Catching 3 while they damaged the hell out of the Bristleback, pretty much ruining their fight right from the start. FA was able to make a really nice flank move in from the side.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
So Kick-Ass Patrol, nice little team fight execution there. And FA is going to be dangerously close to this heart as a result. It's about 5,200 gold, so he's only 500 away. Now he's only 200 away when he gets that last hit on the tower. So yeah, that's going to be a very, very buff CK. I'm just a little bit worried for his chances against the Medusa and against the AA. Let's see if that heart is able to pull its own weight. He spent pretty much the whole mid-game farming this item, so if it doesn't work out for him because of that that Ice Blast factor, could be kind of disastrous for them. Bristle's pretty closing in on his Radiance. Very interesting build. It's going to be hard for the supports to manage when they have to try to go on to him. You saw him tanking up there at the beginning. I wonder if that Radiance is going to maybe swing a fight here and there, because had he had it at that last fight, he would have brought these supports that were trying to go on him very low indeed. And he's going to clear up these camps and get his Radiance pretty fast. 26 minutes with a Vanguard. Not bad. And Leonidas is going to go straight for a Ultimate Orb, or rather a Scotty. It looks like that Ring of Health was actually used to finish up the Hurricane Pike. Ring of Health is a component of Force Staff, which is in turn a component of the Hurricane Pike, so not a Lincoln's like I assumed. It's got the casual Yasha. Might go into Manta later with that, but looks like for now he wants to prioritize a Scotty. Doesn't feel quite tanky enough. It's also a very good item against CK illusions. Going to be slowing down their attack speed and their movement speed. Illusion Rune on the bottom lane. Might be waiting for Bristleback to get his Radiance before he picks this one up. That's exactly what they were doing, and now he's got Radiance illusions. Should he want to send those to camps or scout out or whatever he wants to do, those illusions will have Radiance burn on them. Dread does the smart thing and takes it out right away. Little Buff is going to get a hold of the second one. Take it out. In the meantime, FA is sitting on 3,800 HP. He is huge right now, but if he gets hit by that AA blast, trust me, that HP is going to drop like a rock. It's not going to matter. So he might want to come into the fights like second or third, or at least after he sees that blast. Kings were thinking about making a movement, but they were not smoked. Now they are. Might find FA here. Yeah, no, that's actually a Radiant Observer Ward. Looks like it doesn't matter. They're going to probably run across him anyways. The smoke breaks, but just as he TP's out. So Leonidas is probably like, guys, there's a hero around here, but no, they're going to come up empty with that smoke. And the ward scouts them all out too. That's not so good for them. See, this ward's going to scout them out, so Kick-Ass Patrol is going to have plenty of time to come up with some sort of strategy. Hold that thought. Grom Shadow's going to go down. Haven't been particularly impressed with this guy's Static Storm usages. It's a pretty long cooldown spell for them. And whoa, GG. Poor GG, I mean. He actually jaunts back to avoid the Earthshaker. Nice move, okay. Playing pretty damn aggressive. It was a bit of a high-risk, low-reward play there, but works out for him in the end. He's got his Eul Scepter ready too.
Radiant's top tower is
oh, and Dr. Dread's going to get caught trying to de-ward. That's a super dead hero. Whoa, these Chain Frost form. Probably not the spell usage they were looking for, but they also find buff in the back lines are going to scare him away.
Dyer's middle tower is
in the meantime, FA just putting in the split pushing work. He's got 10 seconds on his TP, and there's 4 TPs, quadruple TP, coming to the bottom lane. They're going to try to cancel his... yeah, he's looking pretty dead. The didn't really have an escape plan ready. And 4GG's going to come in with silence, try to do something for him, but he's going to jaunt away because he knows his teammate is very dead. That's what I was talking about, that AA ulti, more than a match for the heart regen. Of course, the heart regen does not work when you're being attacked, but still a very good counter to the hero anyways, and he melted there. Pushing pretty dangerously. Maybe he thought his team could give him information if they were TPing back or not, but yeah, that's a pretty big kill to get. He goes down, didn't have a TP ready. It's going to be a free tower for Kings. And you can tell Kick-Ass Patrol is not ready to fight right now. They're spread out, trying to split push. It's just that's very ineffective split pushing because their waves are just so far into their side of the base by the time that the Kings get anywhere close to their tower. They're not going to get any sort of objective for this, not really any map control either. And Kings look like they want to press the issue. Thinking about it, looks like half of the members are saying, let's go. The other half are perhaps taking the wiser route and backing off. I don't think it's time to go high ground just yet. They don't. This team can take Roshan sort of decently fast, mostly just because of the nasal goo. In fact, entirely because of the nasal goo. Otherwise, they'd just be depending on their right clicks. But the nasal goo has that minus armor property. The decent Roche taking mechanism. And Medusa's quite close to his Scotty, only about 800 gold or so. Mechanism completed on Bristle. It's an interesting build. Might be going Grease with those arcane boots. So very team-oriented build, while the Medusa goes the greedier carrier position. I like that because that extra creep in mid lane is a good way to get your real carry farm. And I spoke too soon. Looks like 4GG did manage to take out that tower in the end. I thought that probably would have been pretty defensible for Kings. They saw the push coming from a mile away. They got caught sleeping there. 4GG is able to take out that tower. They actually find King Leonidas massive pings coming out. The Glimpse is going to be there, Static Storm as well, so there's no silence coming out. Dr. Dread's going to hold him in place. Earthshaker's coming in, does have Blink Echo if he needs it, has Force Echo actually, but he gets stunned by FA. The Chain Frost did a lot of damage. Oh no, I misclicked. Sorry guys, I didn't catch that, but the Chain Frost did a ton of damage along with the Snake. He's going to be 3 dead for nothing so far. FA's in a ton of trouble, doesn't have any way out. He's definitely going to go down. He doesn't have an escape mechanism on his hero. He's just going to get chased down with his Bristle who has full mana. That's going to be a 4-for-1. Looks like 4GG managed to pick up the Earthshaker in the backline, but he can't save his carry. Coil used, but it's going to be to no avail. He's going to have an Invis rune, so he's going to be fine. But still, a 4-for-1 trade. The AA Blast, along with the Lich Ultimate, I didn't think they would be able to get there in time to save their Medusa, but they definitely liked it over there. And 4GG actually is going to be able to kill this AA for sure. Yeah, he goes down. He found him. I don't know what the hell AA was doing. He was trying to man-fight Roche. I don't know what you think you can do against this guy. This guy's a 2-time world champion of boxing. As Midas he has a better shot at taking Roshan one-on-one, but even he has to be a little bit careful at this point. Like I said, Kings don't have a great Roshan team. Little Buff is going to go for Manta style next. So he's going to have Diffusal and Manta. It's a very good combination for trying to take out this Medusa because you can burn a ton of mana. I think it's 50 mana per hit, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Each attack burns 50 mana, yeah, and that works on your Manta illusions. So that's a great way to get rid of this Medusa's mana shield very quickly. If you can catch him in a chrono. I think if they catch Medusa in a chrono, without his ulti coming out, they have a decent shot of killing him if this void is big enough. They might need to throw Static Storm on top of the chrono, like right as the chrono's about to end, and then they'll have a long silence on that Medusa. Because Medusa doesn't have a BKB or anything, you really need to keep this hero silenced if you want to kill him. If you're going to go on that hero in particular, he has to be silenced. Because if that Stone Gaze comes out, it's going to be a disaster. Realistic teamfight options for Kick-Ass Patrol at this point, I think that might be the way to go. I think going on this Bristle is going to be too hard because you have stuff like Echo Slam and Stone Gaze to get in your way, but if you can get in, throw a Chrono onto the Medusa, and then have the Static Storm follow-up, the Faceless Void might have enough damage to take him out. If Faceless Void builds something like BKB after his Manta style, they're going to have nothing to stop him from just wailing on the Medusa. They don't have a ton of follow-up damage. The puck went for a Scythe, so they're really lacking damage right now. Whoa, this gank is going to go right by Little Buffa. He must see this. This has to be envisioned. Yeah, he finally backs out. 4GG is going to blink right into an Earthshaker. He's going to phase shift dodge. He has duels as well, but he could be in a little bit of trouble. Nice Fisher timing. But there's the Chrono. He's going to lock in 3 of his teammates. Oh no, the Chain Frost is going to do so much, and the AA Blast is flying in. They're not taking up damage. That's just 4 dead instantly. Oh no, that's not the team fight. King J's going to be fine. He hits a Glimmer. The Echo Slam's going to lock down FA, and that's going to be another dead hero on the side of Kick-Ass Patrol. 5-0 wipe. What a disastrous Chronosphere. Oh, yoy. He caught 3 of his teammates, and he allowed the AA ulti and the Chain Frost to just come in and massacre them. And the ulti came out onto the Bristleback. That's not the hero you can go on. It's just, he's too tanky at this point.
Radiant's middle tower
Some serious teamfight deficiencies for Kick-Ass Patrol. And I'm wondering if they can even mount a comeback at this point. They're very far behind the goal. 14k. They've got a really farm Medusa and a really farm Bristleback to deal with. And they didn't do enough to counteract these supports in the mid game. So these supports are also hella farmed. In fact, both of these supports are going to have Ags. If they don't execute a perfect teamfight next time, just by sheer damage and sheer ability, as far as the Ags go, to allow these heroes to do their damage, they're going to get wrecked. I mean, we just saw that. What just happened? Imagine that, but with an Ags on Lich and an Ags on AA. It's going to be a massacre. They really need something to get their teamfight rolling. And whoa, Bristleback's pretty. Yeah, he stayed a little bit extra. Not sure if Kings can do anything about this. A nice double coil. Teamfight's going to be coming in here. This is a decent start, but there's that Lich ulti. It's going to be bouncing around between the 3 of them. Little Buffa needs to be careful. He's just going to go down. FA, he gets hits with the Ice Blast. That means he's dead for sure. No heart regen, no armlet's going to save you. He's going to shatter. They tried to turn around the Bristle, who had stayed too long, but they just simply don't have any damage to take care of him. The Chaos Knight ulti was on cooldown. That's going to be another set of racks. The buyback comes out from the Faceless Void. He does have Chronosphere. They're going to try to mount some sort of defense. Can they catch these heroes who are running away? Yeah, there's going to be a glimpse, so this is definitely going to be a dead Lich. At the very least, they get something. They cannot save their Lich. In the meantime, Midas is trying to, I don't know, split push, trying to get their attention bottom lane. He needs to be a little bit careful. He doesn't have a ticket out of here. He doesn't have a TP. But Puck's got a lot of ways to cancel this. Glimpse could be there if they keep vision. There's the vision. Glimpse is going to come. It's not going to do a whole lot, but they do have the Faceless Void to DPS in the front. They get in front of him, and he's going to be brought down too. So Midas might have been overstepping his bounds, underestimating his enemy. Didn't think of his escape plan. He gets punished for it. So, okay, so 2 nice little pickoffs there for the side of Kick-Ass Patrol. But when it comes down to a straight-on 5v5, they need to figure it out how they're going to win fights. Either that, or they need to play some sort of really serious rat game where they're able to just keep the waves pushed in and try to aim for some sort of late game where Faceless Void has the tools to be able to live through these fights. Because this dude, he needs a BKB. He needs maybe I mean, he's going to finish his Manta, which is great, but he needs a BKB on top of that. He might need something like an AC or hell, even a Refresher Orb to get double Chrono, double BKB going out. But he definitely needs more farm. Mad Ping's coming out. They spot the Roshan happening. Icy Vortex is visible on the side of Kick-Ass Patrol, so they know that Kings know that they're in the pit. Ward comes out. King Leonidas is showing himself as well in this top lane, so they know they're in the area.
Yes.
They're not going to scout out this pair of wards up here either. And whoa, King PG is pretty deep. Thank you, Rock is scouting him out. He has the instant stun of the Echo Slam should they want to go. But they're going to play it safe for now. Buffer walks into the Rofe pit, just chilling. And I don't know if this is the fight you want to take if you're Kick-Ass Patrol. You might want to just try to split push these lanes out. You must know that Kings have a lot of heroes in this area. Because they know that you're Roshan, so they must have some heroes committed to this area. You could split push out these lanes. Looks like FA's doing exactly that. It's going to be going to this lane. I would like to see a Boots of Travel or something coming out from either Puck or Void, and they just go bottom lane, push it in, force TPs from some heroes. Because there is no BOTs. Actually, say that King Leonidas has one, so rip that idea, I guess. He's going to have Butterfly finished pretty soon too, and once he has that finished, how do you even touch this man? you need MKB on both of your heroes, I think. At least the Faceless Void, because that's going to be the hero who's going to be doing the main right-clicking onto this Medusa. If you want to kill him, I mean, it is a viable strategy, I suppose. Well, actually, it's not. I was going to say it's a viable strategy to try to leave him till the end, but then you have Bristleback, so that's really a kudos to the draft for Kings. They have 2 heroes where you can't ignore them. I mean, you have heroes that you kind of have to ignore, but you can't. Like, you don't want to be going on a Bristle. You don't want to be going on Medusa. They're too tanky, and they're made to soak up damage. But you have to go on one of them. Looks like Abyssal Blade's going to be next for Midas. Oh, King GG, he's going to go in. He's going to steal the Aegis. What a sick play! I didn't think about that. He has Blink too, and he's going to be fine. What a sick play. And the Chrono comes in, catches 4. Where's the follow-up? FA, he has his ulti. They need to get a silence. Where's that Static Storm? That's super important. No, the Stone Gaze comes out. It goes through the BKB of the Void. The FA is caught. 4GG is going to be getting nuked down. The BKB is still active for FA. He's trying to go onto the Lich, but Lich has Ice Armor up. So he's taking almost no damage. He's going to be just fine. Dr. Dread's going to get picked off in the meantime. Oh no, there was no Static Storm. That could have been so good for Kick-Ass Patrol. They had a 4-man Chrono. If they could have landed a Static Storm on top of that, that would have been sick. They still have the Aegis. They did snatch it. I don't know if it went down or not. No, Puck managed to live. They had the great Chrono for once, catching the Lich, so there was no follow-up there. They caught them with their pants down in the middle of the pit, but unfortunately Disruptor was not in position. Couldn't be there with that all-important Static Storm. If they had managed to silence the Medusa before the Stone Gaze came out, FA could have gone to work. But instead, he gets Stone Gazed up through that BKB and makes his initial BKB charge almost worthless. Looks like GG, or rather 4GG, is trying to bait them out, trying to be a nuisance here. He's got the Aegis, so he's not particularly afraid. Hey, ulti's trying to predict movement, but it's not going to catch him. He's going to be pushing out this lane. He can be that elusive, annoying, split-pushing hero. I wouldn't mind seeing a pair of BOTs coming out from these heroes at some point. They have to be thinking that they need some sort of different game plan here. Because they can drag this game out late, believe it or not, even against the Medusa. You are against the Medusa Bristleback, but you can build Silver Edge, which I'm surprised the Void didn't go for yet. It would be very good against Bristle. You can build things like Silver's Edge, you can build things like Refresher's Orb. You can get level 25 on Puck, and he's going to be able to give heroes Moon Shards, and he's able to buy his own Refresher Orbs and get double Hexes and shit. And especially, you can get really big on Shadow Shaman. Maybe not really big. You're probably not going to farm too much more than an extra item, but if that extra item is an Ags, that's a pretty big deal. You combo that up with the Serpent Ward Summon talent at level 20, and if you get close to a building, that building's just gone. Either that, or you can focus a team fight around that spell. So I really think Kick-Ass Patrol have the way to go to go late game against Kings right now. But Kings definitely hold the advantage, and they can press it if they want to. They are up against Aegis, but I don't think it really matters to them. Medusa with his DD is going to start hitting into FA. And whoa, FA gets forced that back into a sick double 2-man Echo Slam. The BKB comes out, dodges the Fisher, and now Thank You Rock is going to get handled. And there's a Static Storm Chrono on the back. King Leonidas going to be getting hit, but there's no MKB from the Void, so King Leonidas is going to be dodging a lot of these hits. Thank You Rock's still alive. He's going to go onto the Void. FA is going to find the supports in the background. He manages to take out the Bristleback. He's a wrecking crew right now. 3 go down. King Leonidas has no mana right now. He's going to get shit on. FA just takes the Brown Town. He's got the ultra kill so far. It's going to be a rampage from FA. Wow. That's a throw if I've ever seen one from Kings. What a sick team fight. I thought at first FA and his team were in trouble when they got 2-man Echo Slammed, but they had a really nice Chrono and Static Storm on top of the Medusa. That's what I was trying to get them to do from the very beginning. They did that. They got the Medusa's health very, very low. His mana non-existent, and that's when FA can go in. When the Stone Gaze is down, he is an absolute monster against their heroes.
Middle tower is under attack.
So he got a rampage in that fight.
Tower has fallen.
And now Kings are actually looking down the barrel of being Raxed. Unless they buy back on the Medusa, this is definitely going to be a Rax. and it looks like they're willing to let it go. Medusa's not wanting to buy back. There's going to be the buyback from Earthshaker, but he alone, yeah, Medusa buys back as well. So they force 2 buybacks. Might have been a little bit late though. They're going to avoid getting racks, but they did get a tier 3, which is also a very important objective. It's going to open up the shrines.
At last.
So Kick-Ass Patrol with a comeback out of nowhere. The rampage onto FA. He's got 6.2k gold. Going to finish up a hype or a AC Assault Cuirass. That was really sick. The downside for Kick-Ass Patrol is that all that gold and all that experience and basically all the benefit from that fight went straight into FA's pockets, which is good, don't get me wrong. But you also are relying on this void to be pretty big. You saw him chrono the Medusa. If he has a BKB plus a MKB, that's going to be maybe even a dead Dusa because they isolated him. So it's going to be Void getting all those hits in with the Mask of Madness, with the Manta Style, with the Static Storm on top. Medusa's going to be hard-pressed to survive through that. Last time he was fine because of the Scotty and the Butterfly, but if he doesn't have that evasion, he could get melted, actually. So definitely a win condition for Kick-Ass Patrol, showing its head in that last team fight. And now Kings, what are you thinking? If you're them, they just got rampaged on. I mean, do you think, okay, well, it's fine, it's just like a one-time thing? Or are you a little bit nervous? And how do you respond? This Bristleback build, I gotta say, it's a little bit all in. You only have 3 core items, rather, like, they are really good items, but Abyssal Blade is not particularly good against something like a CK or a Void. You're not gonna get a great chance to use it. The Radiance is good, but you don't have a combination item like an Octarine Core or something. So in the end, it's kind of just a farming Radiance, and it's, you know, maybe there to annoy some heroes or something. He does have Spell Lifesteal, so it's 10%, but it's not a great amount of health he's getting back for it. He's also got Greaves, which is great, but it's going to limit his DPS as far as his actual right clicks go. If he had Treads or something, yeah, he should say this for Medusa. I'm surprised that they didn't say that for Medusa, because Medusa's doing way more right click damage. Oh, they're going to catch Buffer here. He actually time walks down. I don't think he noticed that. Is there a ward here? I don't think there is. I think he just got lucky with that time walk. Thank You Rock's going to find him in the meantime. He could blink in, but no, that's a pretty good decision from Kings. It's a pretty disciplined decision. They had no vision on any other heroes. Is that another smoke that I noticed coming up? Yeah, it looks like they re-smoked, but was that only on one hero? Oh no, they didn't re-smoke. Oh, I'm sorry. It was Kick-Ass Patrol who smoked. Yeah, they're going to smoke now. They noticed that Kings are in their smoke pop. They're pinging it. They know Kings are in their woods.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
They're a little nervous to engage. They think that Kings are just posted up here looking for a fight, but that's not the case. It's only King J who's left sticking around, and actually there's sight onto 4GG. Whoa, he blinks up from the cliff, dodges the Fissure. Pretty interesting orb. He's actually going to go down to it. This is an interesting little play from the puck. It might be kind of, yeah, it's a little too interesting, in fact. There's a 3-man Static Storm. They found the Lich as well. There's a nice coil. Chrono's going to be there. He does catch the puck. Puck's going to die because of that Chrono. That's an unfortunate Chrono there. Got another Bristle as well. And they don't have a ton to follow it up with. There's going to be the Stone Gaze, so FA's going to be in a lot of trouble here. He's not going to be able to finish his Bristleback in time. And this is going to be a disaster of a team fight for Kick-Ass Patrol right now. BKB is going to be there. Can FA do enough damage against Leonidas? No, the Echo Slam's going to cancel everything. And they're going to, Leonidas is going to hit him around to his hard to protect. And Midas, he's going to be alive as well. Little Buff's trying to do what he can, but it's not going to be enough. He's just trying to hit him in the back of the Bristleback. No, it's not enough. FA even forced to buy back. So it looks like that team fight that we had in the last time where Kick-Ass Patrol managed to come out on top definitely did not replicate itself that time. Even though they had more gold and more items to play around than the last team fight they took, they just didn't land their spells in the same appropriate manner. I think Puck might have baited his teammates a little there. I mean, they got a nice little Static Storm there, but the Chrono was not particularly good. They didn't have heroes in the area. They didn't take the fight very well. But it's okay, they didn't lose any objectives. I guess if you want to count a buyback as an objective, they managed to take CK's buyback out. So that's a win condition for Kings as well, as this game proceeds to creep over into the 50-minute mark. Buybacks are ever important. He's not going to have that for another 7 minutes. So they have a 7-minute window to kill FA once again. and then push another Rax, or maybe even Throne if they take him down in a manner where they can just push mid. The Abyssal actually paying dividends there. He managed to get the Abyssal onto Puck, so Puck couldn't really pull out too many shenanigans. He's level 25, and he did get the gold talent. He's going to be going for a Dagon. I wouldn't mind seeing maybe something like Lincoln's or something. Maybe Lincoln's is a little... Maybe Lincoln's isn't needed, because the only thing it's really blocking is like either a Hex or an Abyssal Blade. That's pretty much it. Maybe a Yule's or something, but Puck's not too worried about that. So yeah, maybe Lincoln's isn't really needed. Dagon to get the extra damage in on maybe Medusa or Earthshaker or something like that. He's going to get a Dagon 5 pretty damn fast with that 420 gold talent. He's going to scout out Roche too. This could be the game-deciding fight if both teams converge on this Roshan. And we get a big symphony of skills ultimate fest going on. Some nice preparation wards coming up from Dr. Dread. Going to try to keep his team in the light as to what's going on around this area. Grom Shadow was thinking about a glimpse there onto Earthshaker, but thank you, Rock, managed to get back into to the fog in time. Grom Shadow has an Aghanim Scepter, which is pretty big.
Illusion.
If you don't know, the Aghanim Scepter stops enemies from using items while they're in the Static Storm. It can be very, very useful against BKBs. It's very useful against Medusa's Force Staff. And FA is manning up right now. He's in the pit hitting the Roche while Leonidas is right next to him, right-clicking some illusions. Pretty manly move considering he doesn't have buyback. Lanes are looking fine for Kick-Ass Patrol. They're going to be okay to just group up and worry about the Roshan. King Leonidas has a finished Mjolnir, so he's freaking huge, dude. If you don't get a really good ulti combination on this guy with maybe the Chrono and the Static Storm, or at least lock him down and bring him to like half health before he can get anything off, he's going to chew through your team. Not only does that Mjolnir buff his right clicks, it buffs his magical ability as well. You might get glimpsed here. Groms is in the area. You could get a glimpse off. You're going to get a glimpse off the Bristleback. Not really the hero you want to start the fight onto. Looks like Kick-Ass Patrol have learned their lesson from last time. They're not going to go onto this hero. It's a very good choice. Because Kings were licking their chops, hoping that they would start the fight on their Bristleback. You can see Nintyo. He's just in the back, looking to maybe throw a nice blast from long range. It's a nice position from him. He's got the Ag Scepter. He's very farmed himself. He's going to have a Force Staff pretty soon. It's a super farmed hero. As Leonidas still has that casual Yasha. There's going to be a glimpse onto the Bristleback. Still not the hero you really want to go on. Casual bash there, but an AA Blast is going to miss completely. This might be go time for Kick-Ass Patrol. They know there's no AA Blast. If they can somehow like get a nice Chrono onto the Medusa and communicate well enough to get the Static Storm on top, it could be very good for them. Bristleback's going to get glimpsed for a third time, and they're not going to go on him. It's a smart play. They have vision in this area. I think they should just go Chrono this guy and drop the Static Storm on top. They could just kind of they don't really even need to smoke. They might be a little bit nervous about this Roche too. Do have sight of it. Medusa's not the fastest Roche taker in the world, but nerves play a part in these things. And there goes the Chrono. It's going to be on the Bristle. I don't think that's the target. It's going to get glimmered up. They're going to be able to see him. Little Buff is taking a ton of damage. Bristle's not taking any. He is Breeze up still. Whoa! The Quill Spray is enough to take down the Void. That you can't go on this guy, bro. He's too tanky. The Chronosphere is down, and Puck gets Abyssal, and he's going to go down. That's going to be a Roshan for sure for Kings. Ouch. The top lane is taking a ton of damage. 2 siege units and tons of creeps going to be they're going to be batting at this tower, but looks like Tanky Rocket's on the case.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I gotta say, Kick-Ass Patrol is not really showing their game sense here. Can't go on this hero, especially with just a Chronosphere. They knew, but I guess nerves or impatience got the better of them. They jumped in when they shouldn't have. It looked like they knew because they glimpsed him 3 times. He was out of position, but they didn't go on him because they can't. And then finally, they got impatient, wanted to start a fight some way, somehow, and ended up paying for it pretty badly. So now they got to get through this Aegis on the Bristle. I think you need to go on the Medusa at this point. He does have cheese, so that could be pretty bad if they don't land their spells. Void does not have buyback, I just realized, and there's no chrono even if he did. How do they defend this? They could go on this AA, but there's no vision now. Royal's there, it's not going to really do a whole lot. Snakes get dropped. Snakes are doing a pretty decent amount of damage. In the meantime, there's going to be Fisher on the FA. Keeps him controlled. Bristleback going to get rifted back behind the Fisher, so nice little CC from there. He's going to be half health. He doesn't have the Aegis though. Oh, Static Storm completely whiffed. He's going to get glimpsed back into it, but he has Aegis. There's nothing that they can do. They can't go in on this amount of tank ability. Especially not with their spells all being on cooldown. Like, all they need to do right now is not die. But they're dying all over the place. Chrono's going to come out, but it's useless. It's GG. Absolutely. They know that they need to call it. FA's doing what he can, but he can't do much when the Chrono is like out of his reach. And yeah, Leonidas still has that cheese. Just going to be cutting around FA. Not even going to get a single kill here. Unfortunate ulti usage coming out from Kick-Ass Control, and GG's called. Well played from Kings. I got to say they had a very nice draft, very nice strategy that they played around.
Radiant's bottom barracks have fallen.
They're going to finish it. Yeah, great strategy coming up from them.
Radiant's
the AA
bottom barracks have
ulti
fallen.
was really huge this game. The Medusa and the Bristleback picks into the Void and the CK were really nice.
Reclaims all.
Overall, just a nice team fight from them. That's going to wrap it up for Game 1. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be casting Game 2. Stick around and we'll all watch it together.